President Biden, everybody, has just signed his $1 trillion infrastructure deal into law. So be ready to receive more stimulus payments. And Biden celebrates with lawmakers, including Nancy Pelosi, before signing the infrastructure investment bill.
Well, there's no uncertainty about what the number one issue in the country is, and it's inflation. Over 90% of Americans are extremely concerned about inflation or somewhat concerned about inflation. We already know that some of the most reputable economists in the country have said that the bill that passed back in March is the principal reason for the raging inflation that we have. And now we have reputable economists who actually support BBB, liberal-leaning economists, who say that if BBB passes.
Okay, yes. Look, we must pass the debt limit. We cannot let the full faith and security of this, full faith and credit of this country lapse, and we hope to do it in a bipartisan way. Yes. We hope to pass it in a bipartisan way.
You're laying that vote on the debt limit in December. What's your timing on that?
As I said, we cannot let the full faith and credit of the United States lapse, and we are focusing on getting this done in a bipartisan way. Yes. You got to talk a little louder. Right. We're already working on the privilege scrub. That we can do. We don't have to wait for the House. We don't have to wait for a CBO score because the language is in it. And as everyone knows, the privilege scrub is a little different than the bird bath. It's just seeing if any portions of the bill cause the bill to lose its privilege, which means you lose all the rules of reconciliation. We're making good progress on that with the parliamentarian, the privilege scrub, and we hope we can get that done as early as this week. But then, of course, the House has to pass the bill. They haven't done that yet. That's what's delayed our plans. And you go through the bird bath, which is, and Republicans can choose to bird bath a whole lot of provisions. Now, if they try to be dilatory, the parliamentarian can cut them off. But that's going to take a little while, too. And then we will move to get the bill done. We aim to pass, the BBB is very important to America. We believe it's very popular with Americans. We aim to pass it before Christmas. Yes. Well, look, I'm not going to speculate on that. What I'm going to tell you is that passing the BBB bill will be very popular. And once we pass the bill, we will, the president, he's already said this, he's already started to do it with the BIF. We'll go around the country talking about it, as will all of our senators and congressmen, and I think it'll prove to be very beneficial to those who voted for it.
Leader Sherman.
Are you expecting to just include it in the bill?
Exclude what?
Include the legislation? Is it going to be a standalone amendment?
No, with USICA, we hope to put it in the original bill that we put on the floor tomorrow. Yes, no, one at a time.
Based on your letter from Sunday morning, what you just said about the timing here, why should we not, expect this to be like what we've seen in previous years, a Christmas Eve morning vote, a New Year's Eve vote? Do you really think it's legitimately going to take that much time if history is our guide?
Well, look, we want to get all of these things done. It's a huge agenda. We have funding the government.
A year from now is an eternity away. I will note. The president wants to spend some sustained time out there communicating with the country. There's a lot of ways to do that. Certainly he loves getting out in the country. No one loves a bridge or rail more than President Biden. So you will certainly see him out there. You'll see the vice president out there quite a bit over the coming weeks as well. You'll see cabinet members out there as well, fanning across the country and talking about the direct impacts on people's lives. So you can certainly anticipate, George, that a couple weeks, months from now, we will have a whole bevy of events and photos and interviews that the team here will have done, including the president, to go out there and communicate directly with the American people.
So with Monday's bipartisan deal, the president had to choose between his promise of fostering national unity and a commitment to transformative change. The final measure whittled down much of its initial vision for infrastructure. And in order to receive In achieving a bipartisan deal, the president had to cut back on his initial ambition to spend $2.3 trillion on infrastructure. That bill became law on Monday. In reality, it includes about $550 billion in new spending over 10 years. Mitch McConnell agreed to this bill, saying the country desperately needs it. Plus, now let's get into the most important good news about the fourth stimulus check. An additional $1,400 stimulus check will be made available to certain citizens in April 2022. That's depending on their eligibility. Parents with a child in 2021 are eligible for another stimulus check in 2022, with new parents eligible to receive the additional $1,400 after they file their taxes. And plus, any single parent earning up to $75,000 annually, or couples making up to $150,000 are eligible to receive the check. And there is still one more child tax credit payment that is set to arrive for Americans on December 15th. But still, roughly 9 million Californians are expected to qualify for the California stimulus checks. And that's good news for everybody. Is your state sending out their own stimulus payments, folks? Tell me in the comments below. If you have any more questions about the fourth stimulus check, tell me in the comments. For consecutive years, billionaires may face an annual levy on the increased value of assets, like stocks and bonds, regardless of when they sell, known as mark-to-market. What are your thoughts on this, everybody? Is this a good idea? Tell me in the comments below. Nancy Pelosi also appeared on CNN, and she said that she expects a billionaire tax in the bill. It's estimating $200 to $250 billion of revenue from the measure. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. If you have any more questions about the fourth stimulus check, leave them in the comments below.
Folks, it's a great honor to be here. It really is. Commissioner, thank you for that introduction. And it's great to be with members of Congress here. Maggie Hassan, Senator Jeannie Shaheen, Representative Annie Kuster, as well as Chris Pappas. And let me tell you, the infrastructure law signed yesterday, and this is not hyperbole, would not have been possible without this delegation. That's a fact. No, Maggie, you did one hell of a job. Because, folks, you should know that Maggie was a key player in every aspect of this law. She led by getting bipartisan support. She made the case for making sure the law delivers high-speed internet everywhere in New Hampshire, which, as you know, from the pandemic is badly needed. And, protect New Hampshire coastline from rising sea levels and extreme storms.